These are our stories from the driver's seat. Our opinions only, not our employers or school districts. Student safety and privacy always come first. So no names, faces, routes, or, you know that kid, details ever make it on the podcast. Hi guys, welcome to School Bus Banter, episode 17. Joe and Jerry here. We're here to talk to you about our amazing weeks that we've had. I know Joe had said something about she didn't have any stories, so she, has a story about marital advice, which really has nothing to do with bus driving. But how's it going, Joe?
Nothing. Good morning with my sexy Phoebe from Friends voice. Did you see that episode?
I did. I watched Friends after it was out and done. Like I went back and watched it on
Before,
Netflix.
after, still today. It's a funny show.
It's a classic.
Yeah, allergies are killing me. Thanks.
Yeah, this is a weird thing for us. We're recording the day before the episode comes out at like 9:30 in the morning, and so hopefully our energy is as good as it normally is. Probably won't be, but
is this our last one for before summer? Oh man,
it might be.
Keep it up.
It might be. Although I feel like we can't finish on a news episode. I feel like we're going to have to record one more, like a wrap up for the school year.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Because we can't finish on a news episode. But so, yeah, episode 17, got lots to talk about. Just a quick update. Mr. Bus Driver, I know we talked about getting him on the show. He has ignored me. So what TikTok does is when you're not following each other, when you send a message, you get one message and you just send it and then you can't send any more. He has to follow or respond back to open it up, which is kind of nice, right? So you don't get creepers. You know what I mean? Especially with women and men on TikTok, you only get one message. And so.
Did you say that? Did you say, hi, my name's Jerry, I'm not a creeper?
No, I didn't. Maybe I should have. My guess is he's not on TikTok a ton. He's popular on YouTube too. Everyone kind of picks a platform that maybe they started on and they have more fun on. I have more fun on TikTok than YouTube. I'm barely on YouTube. And it may be reverse for him. But I did comment a couple of times, hey, Mr. Bus Driver, I sent you a message and I still haven't heard anything. So I'll keep trying. Oh. I don't think he's specifically ignoring. I just think he's not on TikTok a lot. So
yeah, he's so funny. Oh my God.
So freaking funny.
What he does. Yeah. It's so what we do.
It is. And I'm really surprised and his district lets it go because he gets a little spicy. I mean, he never curses, I don't think, but he gets a little,
Yeah, but that's true. It's all true. He pushes that. Maybe he has that freedom, to do that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely spot on.
I wonder if his, he never mentions his district, but I wonder if it's like a little promo for them and they're okay with it because it's it brings a little of levity to that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be it.
All right, stories from the road. It was interesting coming up with some stories for me. There was one that I read last night, Joe, when I was prepping for the show, and I'm like, I can't fucking remember. I finally did remember it, so that's good. But when we write these in, I need more context for myself because I read it. I was like, I have no idea what this means. But
you don't remember?
It took me 10 minutes. And then it finally clicked. But anyways, stories from the road, not a ton. Kind of an annoying one, and I fucked up one. So I'm driving along, and I have these kids, and these kids rode another bus last year, and you know what bus I'm talking about. And they're like, Mr. Jerry, are you going to get us a year-end gift? And I'm like...
Yeah. Expectations.
And I'm like, I am not independently wealthy. I literally said that to them, and I'm like, I don't have all this money. I'm a school bus driver. And now, granted, my wife has a good job and we do okay, but we work our asses off, and as you do too. And it's just interesting. Like, I don't know if it was from the previous bus driver. I don't know if she spoiled them to no end. But like, I literally am not going to spend, hundreds, if not thousands. I mean, I have probably 45 to 50 high school, middle school, and intermediate kids. I'm just not going to do it. In fact, I've never given them anything, even candy, except one time for Christmas. I gave them each candy canes on the last day before,
Wow.
I know. I don't know.
You're mean.
I'm not mean, but like, well, I also thought
it's expensive. Yeah.
It's expensive. And I also thought about maybe at the end of the year, if I can go to, there's a local donut shop, which there's a lot of them, but there's one real local to me, old school. And I wanted to go there and say, hey, can you give me a discount if I buy, 75 donuts? But even at a discount would be $1 a donut, because they're more than that. That's $75.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, can you do donuts? I would love to, but I have to stay peanut free.
I mean, I don't think there's peanut stuff in donuts, but I don't have any peanut allergies. And if you do, I let my older kids eat on the bus. So like, it's not, don't give me that. She just gave me the stink eye.
No, I'm not. I'm blinking out my sleepies in my eye.
For sure. So I don't know. I might do something for everybody. I'm definitely doing something for my fourth graders. I bought some thank you cards. Joe gave me a great idea. I didn't do it last year because, like, I feel like as I get a little bit more seniority, I feel more comfortable in my route. But that doesn't mean anything. It could get torched from someone else. But I didn't do anything for my fourth graders last year, although a couple of them were annoying. So I was like, yeah. And this year they're great. So I'm looking forward to writing them a little note, give them a little bit of bigger gift, and from there. So and then I recently got honked at in my bus. Now, I pride myself as a pretty good driver. I really try to pay attention and do things. Now, will I run a red light here and there? I mean, because if I slam on the brakes, we're all going to go through.
They're yellow lights. You don't run red ones. You do yellow. But I do yellow. It's like, again, if you slam on the brake,
Mine are pink. Definitely pink.
Okay, there you go.
So there is a roundabout in this subdivision that I do. And so there are no yield signs, mind you. But in a roundabout, generally, if someone is in the roundabout, you must pause so you don't hit them. And no one's ever in this roundabout. And I go to the right of it and then straight. I don't actually turn all the way around. And there was a big old plumbing truck in it, and I just fucking went. And he had to slam on his brakes, and my brain didn't comprehend that he was doing the full loop, and he was like, bah! I was like, and then my kids are like, what's his problem? I'm like, yeah, what's his problem? Because they don't realize it.
You never do anything wrong. Yeah. No, I mean, driving. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not perfect, but and I'm very anal about putting my blinker on, and I kind of felt like a douche canoe. And then I'm like, okay, Jerry, we're going to have to pay attention. And sure enough, about a week later, maybe a little less, a car went through there and I stopped, but I don't know what it is. Like, I just think it's never busy, and I just whoop around, and I just whooped around and cut that truck off. So
I have a roundabout also, and same, like, there's nobody there ever. And, I approach it. There's no buildings or anything. It's pretty wide open right there. And that one or two cars that gets me every once in a while. They want to go where I want to go. And I try and let them go first, because otherwise they're going to get stuck behind me, which I have 5 more stops yet. But yeah, it wakes you up a little bit.
Well, you got to remember.
When you get honked at?
You got to remember, there's 184 days of school, okay? So we do that loop 368 times. Mm-hmm. And when you're I mean, it's just the same. You hit the curb the same. Well, not hit the curb, but like you hit the
around it. Yeah.
Around it the same every time.
Some people hit it.
Some people. You barely have to look at your mirror. I mean, you can use your banana mirrors to kind of judge where you are. There's another turn I make. I really used to look at my door side mirror to make sure I didn't hit the curb. Oh no, I just aimed the banana mirror exactly where it needs to go. But you just do it so many times. So when that truck went through, I'm just like, I'm like, oh shit, I'm real sorry. So
Hopefully you never see him again, so you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, hopefully. How about you? Any stories from the road?
Yeah, a couple. I want to get back or just go back a second too. I'm lucky that my mom buys some candy for my kids. So we do the holidays, on there. I try and be consistent with that. And then once in a while I'll throw in. But same, I have 52 fifth through seniors. So 5 through that run that goes 5 through 12. I have 52 that ride. So that's a good chunk of candy there. And then I have 42 K through 4. There's, we're at almost 100, or we are at 100. And then I have that private school run.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 25 ish on that one. And so that that's a lot. I want to be fair. I don't want to hide the candy away from one run and bring it out for the next, so I try and buy for everybody. But yeah, it's hard to find cheap candy in it. So my mom helps a lot. So shout out to my mom. Oh, on Mother's Day. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
Happy Mother's Day.
buys the candy.
Real quick, I'm gonna tap on the candy again. My issue, I think, with the older kids is I need to get some sort of basket that's open. So right now I have a backpack, and it's fine for the littles, right? Because they can bend over. They're tiny, right? Maybe the fourth graders are a little taller, but they can bend over. But if I were to provide candy, which I'm not completely opposed to for my older kids, because I go to Costco, a big bag of like the chewy stuff is not. You get a lot in there, but I need something that I can mount on my dash, like that doesn't slide.
That's what I do.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. I have shallow plastic containers, and they sit right up by me, and they don't move. They got little rubber things on the bottom. You could find them at any big retailer store, Target, Walmart, I think is where. Just go to the container aisle, like either bathroom or kitchen, and look for all the little module things that you can fit into drawers and stuff. They're shallow. They got little rubber things on the bottom. They stand right up on there, and then that's where I put my candy. And then if you need to refill it, it's behind me, and then I just refill it.
Oh, interesting. And it don't slide around?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I'll have to take a peek at that, because maybe I'll do that for next year. So, anyways, carry on.
Okay. And then I was on a field trip, which will tie into my next story, the other night, and I got I have 10 fourth graders that are going to move off my bus. I will miss 9 of them. And that's bad to say. I'll miss all 10, of course. And I got their cards and candy bags and everything all set and written out. And I was sad because these kids love on my little kids, and their safeties on the bus. They help me. I'm so blessed to have these ones on here. Like, really, I couldn't ask for a better crew. They're really, really, really awesome. And I told them, I wrote on there what I think you're going to be when you grow up, and a lot of teachers or policemen for one of them, pro football player. I've got a Joe Burrow lookalike on my bus, and he wants to be football player, quarterback. A singer. Every time I hear Golden from K-pop, I will remember this student forever because she has perfect pitch, and we sing it together. I'll just never forget her. And they're gonna go off my bus onto another good, safe bus, but it's I'm gonna miss them like mad. Yeah. So, which ties into my story from the road is I kind of wanted to ask our listeners what they do when they go out on athletics at night. So I drive, I had to take girls soccer out to the lakeshore, and good 45-minute clip out there. And then I had 4.5 hours, 5 hours before I have to bring them back. So I go to our local stores, or, go get dinner, clean the bus, that stuff. But I actually had another driver text me and say, hey, I have a big trip this Saturday. How far are you allowed to travel when you drop the kids off at an event? and then you go and get dinner or go to the mall or something. Like, how far are you allowed to travel? And I'm like, when you have like a 8-hour shift or 9 or 10-hour shift like that at a different city area where you're going like maybe an hour away or so, I really don't put limits on myself, because my God, you have an entire day
Mm-hmm.
to spend. So, I mean, I've gone up to 15 miles away from a place on a long day. So like the other night when I was just, over at another district, I went down the road. There's plenty of, the town was like right down the road. But I didn't know how to respond, because I was kind of like, I don't know if you recall ever seeing any rule about that we have, how far you can travel.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything. No one's mentioned it to me. I would just say
Yeah.
whatever you're comfortable with, right? Because, I mean, I don't think people are going to abuse it, but like also, I don't think the district expects you to sit there for 8 hours and not go get some food or do something. I mean, it would be
Right.
different if they dropped you in the middle of the forest, a national forest where the school was, and it was an hour just to get out to a main road to go to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to be obscene. My question is, are you comfortable going home? How far? That's what I want to know. Like when you have a long trip, how far is too far to go home and sit home and then go back?
Oh, yeah. It's usually between 7 and 10 miles. I'll come home.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Because those are long, I can kill 5 hours easily. Cleaning, I got Netflix on the phone, but as far as like, you got something to do at home, whatever, and you are just at a neighboring district, hell yeah, I'm bringing my bus home, because it fits perfectly in my driveway. Back
Right.
it right on in.
Yeah, so I mean, no, I have not seen anything in our contract. Our supervisor hasn't mentioned anything. Honestly, I don't hear a ton from other drivers either. I just kind of do what I feel is respectful to the district. I don't abuse it. I don't do any of that. I just try to I try to do
Yeah.
what I would if I was if I was the business owner of, like, I mean, school is a business.
Right.
I'm not out to like F the district by any means. I mean, of course, I want them to pay up because, we're worth it. But I just try to be respectful to what I would do, or what I would do if I owned it.
Also, I've been burned on this before, years ago. I dropped a team off at a neighboring district. I went and got dinner, and they called me right away. The power was out in the field. They couldn't
Mm.
play. So if you're now 15 minutes out, and in the middle, you got to check out your food or whatever you got to do, and you got to get back. So I think of that time also, like, how long would it take me to get back there?
That's a
If,
that's a good point. I mean, but don't not go because that might happen. I mean, that was such a
right.
rare
Yeah. Well,
thing.
yeah, and you get your coaches, make sure you and your coach have communication and phone numbers and stuff. But yeah, it was that was weird. But so my weird marital advice. My gosh, I can't believe that we've been talking about this for so long. Um, I had a layover, neighboring district, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go get breakfast. So I dropped the kids off, plenty of places to park a bus in the neighborhood, parked it, secured it, went in, had my own table across from an older gentleman with a younger couple, maybe in their 20s. And they were like really, really into this conversation. Like they were focused on him, and he was just telling a story about, I guess, like not having affairs. What I got of it was, no, again, I'm just trying to mind my own business and read a book. But
Sure you are.
yeah, I actually tried recording it so I can tell you that this was true. This was like really going on, but you couldn't pick it up. I do not have a recording of them, because you could only hear like the waitress and everything going on. It was very loud. And what I gathered of it is he had an affair or multiple of them, because he had a job that allowed him to travel, and the sin was right there all around him. It was flaunting itself at him. And it was the people again, the couple we're like looking at them and like, yeah, like it's all around. It's all around. And so either change jobs so you are not tempted, because the temptation, that was the word too, was all around, like almost like I gathered like throwing it at him, and he took advantage of it, first of all. And so the couple were just like nodding their head, like, yeah, like this is good stuff, really good stuff. We're gonna learn from this. And the waitress kept coming like through and stuff. So I have bad focus. Like I focus on them, then I
Right.
focus on the waitress, like, oh, shut up, I want to hear more. But it ended with a little prayer and to not be tempted and change jobs if it's too much. And I couldn't remember like the last part of it, but I was just like reading my book and I realized I hadn't turned a page in like 20 minutes on my book.
Yeah.
So I think they knew it. Maybe I was no, I don't know. They didn't pay attention to me, but it was, so I turned a page like pretending I was reading. And then when they left, I had to go back and reread my book because I wasn't reading it. But,
of course.
I mean, that was new. That was different. That I love my layovers like that because I'm like, oh, what can the public give me today? It was good.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Yeah, quit your job because you can't keep your penis in your pants. Like, I mean, I know. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, that is a weird piece of advice. Fully, I'm glad he's talking to young folks about temptation and, kind of reflecting on the mistakes he made, but quit your job. How about maybe get some therapy then, because you clearly aren't committed to your spouse or what? That's the dumbest ass advice. That part of it is like, quit your job. I'm like, okay, you're your fucking problem.
Yeah, I think that wherever you go, it's a you problem.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So that was a fun one. And I'm like, I write it down going, this is going on the podcast for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever, I'm kind of a loner when I do trips. Like I might go to a fast food and eat in there because it's like just easier. But I typically just sit on my bus and watch Netflix. I catch up on I always tell the old folks, I drive for an old folks home and they're like, are you coming into this concert? And I'm like, I'd rather get a root canal. But in my head, I'm like, I got to catch up on my stories. I always try to relate to
stories.
The soap operas back in the day. And they laugh and chuckle. But yeah, I'm pretty much a loner. I just hang out in my bus. As long as I have air now in my bus. I would say when it was really hot, I would try to find some air conditioning. But I would say this year with my extra trips, I haven't really taken any long ones. But yeah,
I like I said, air conditioning is a big factor. I do not have an air conditioning bus, though it's funny. My kids think we do. So I'm like, there you go. Put all 26 windows down.
Right.
I try and find, a place, but I do like going. I'm not afraid to go and sit by myself or, go to a movie by myself or anything like that. But yeah, I try and find a place where I can sit quietly. I like, if you can find restaurants that have nice seating areas where I can sit and read for a while. And then I get I pick up on conversations like that. So that was classic.
That is a good story. One last thing before we jump into business. The last long trip I did, it was like an hour and a half away. I went to movies. Like if I do if it's a longer trip where I'm like out away from my normal area, I like to go to movies. And there was like last school year, I bet I went to like 5 movies. Just and not things that I was like really wanting to see because I actually hate the movie theater.
Oh, same. Yeah.
I would rather watch it at home. Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. I just think like going to the bathroom and it's just
Yeah, same. I mean, you can pause it at home. You got good food, at home. So yeah, it takes something really, really huge to come to the theater and to go see it, and like the Star Wars stuff, or whatever,
action stuff that you need like the sound and the screen and all that stuff. I think so.
Yeah, but I know my mom says I could never go by myself. I'm like, I prefer to go by myself.
No problem.
I would go with a girlfriend who would be on her phone the whole time and light up, next to me. I was like, no.
Yeah, for sure. Business for the show, email schoolbusbanter@gmail.com. Obviously, our Facebook group. I still haven't figured out why I don't get notifications for, like, we're both admins, and maybe you do, but, like, I would see people join, and then I'd go to check it, like, a couple days later just to see what's cooking, and then, like, someone joined 3 days ago. I'm like, why is it not sending me notifications?
Yeah, I don't get notifications.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet, but please join. Our phone number, 757-529-1574. I got a message. I'm not sure who it was. Their name was on the because I use Google Voice. Let me bring it up real quick. It was Keysville Assembly of God. That was the name on it, not even a number. And they were like, hey, where can I find the playlist mentioned? This will be my first Friday with my littles. And then I actually sent them this. I know Brian uses a different service, not Spotify, which is totally fine. It's called Tidal, I guess. But I took a lot of his songs and put them on mine. So I sent this person the Spotify list. So
oh, cool.
I was like, this is mine. Brian doesn't use Spotify. But I took a lot of his songs from his list and put it on this one. There are some in there that are rap. Okay, I did voice a text and it said WRAP. I just realized it. They're edited, but they might be a little rough for little kids. She's like, or he, I don't know. LO, yeah, I used the idea of having the elementary students write their song down, and some of them were a no-go. And I'm like, yeah, same thing for me. I was like, nah. Although, you're going to be super excited about this. One of my third graders is like, Mr. Jerry, we need some Foo Fighters on here. And I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
Joe and I are going to a Foo Fighters concert in August. So
oh my gosh.
I keep forgetting to do it. My kids ask me so many requests, and my ADD brain is like, yeah, sure. And I get off the bus, close my door, and
never think of it again.
That life is gone. Like I'm onto my real life. So
that's why I have pen and sticky note.
I know.
And I'm like, here you go. Take it to your seat. Write it down.
This is where I wish, a lot of people hate AI, but I wish, and my phone can do it a little bit, and I can use voice to text, but like, I feel like it needs to like pull that information when it hears it and just automatically, even without me asking it, like I get home and this is all the things that were requested of you. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. And then you do it right there when you're on your computer or something. But tips and tricks, Joe, I'll let you go first since I went first last time. I see you're using one of my sayings, and I'm actually impressed with that because I'm usually pulling shit from you. So carry on.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, right? So we can get good things. Only I didn't know if it was EEK or EAK. I had never spelled the word cheeks before.
I think it's.
Did I spell it right?
I mean,
it's EEK.
It's got to be because I have Grammarly installed and it's not highlighting it, so that's got to be right.
So the whole time I've been using, just yelling, sit down. You have to assume that some kids don't even know how to do that on a bus, right? You have to assume that they've never been actually physically shown the proper way to sit down on the bus. So when you say bottom to bottom, back to back, and we've used that I'm in my 14th year, and we've used that this whole time. Your bottom, sit your bottom, your booty to the bottom of the seat, and your back to the, your back to the back of the seat. And so, I get on the walkie-talkie, and I'm like, bottom to bottom, back to back. And that usually works. But Jerry came up with this cute, it's cheeks to seats. And I love that. Like my kindergartners giggle. Like they were like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Cheeks to seats, or I choose the seat. That is my new saying. So you are free to sit in the seat that you picked, 6 months ago or whatever. We change it up once in a while. Your name tag is above there. You are free to sit there, or I'm going to choose your seat if you can't put your cheek to the seat. And that has just been game changer for this last year because every bus driver knows this. Leading up to spring break and leading up to the end of the year are the toughest.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the toughest time to handle behavior and safety inside the bus. It's just like a free for all. And I'm like, we got to keep it together for, what is it now? 13 and a half. What is it?
14.
And
I think
we got to keep it. No. Okay.
It doesn't
we got to
matter.
keep it together for that little amount of time. I've already got your candy and your bags made, so that works too if you can do that. But I have no problem not passing that out at the end of the year if we can't just keep it together for the remaining part of it. And I still, everything's the same. Keep everything consistent. Keep your music on Fridays if that's what you do, because kids thrive on routine, I believe. So keep everything, but it's it's been rough for me, and because it's been field day. We've had field day already.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes, some years, a lot of my kids will just go home with their parents. And so I bring home like half of my students, right? But nope, this year they all wanted to ride home because it was Friday and we play music on Friday. And I'm like, oh, feel free to take a ride home with your parents, though, just not to have to ride the bus. But it was cheeks to seats is cute. It's been very helpful because I can just add that part, like, or I choose the seat. I keep it positive, like instead of, okay, we're not moving because nobody's ready to go. Well, is that really true? Is nobody ready to go? So call out the positive part on it. Oh, kindergartners are ready to go. They love that. They look at you, at least mine do. They look up like, look at me. I am ready to go. I'm like, oh, because I kind of go kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way to the back. And I'm like, my fourth graders, as good as they are, they're looking kind of to see how the littles are doing, but then they remain standing. And I'm like, you can sit down now. We've got it under control up here. So you can sit. So, fourth graders ready to go. So I try and change the language a little bit to the positive part of it, of who's ready to go and we can roll out. Because just yelling, sit down, it's ineffective. I think other bus drivers will be with me on that. And then I think you do. I think you said that you do it too. Like when you're in the middle of the run and they're standing up and you just stay there. I don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
I stay right there and I'm just like, oh, let's try again. I'd like to go, but instead of, we're not leaving until you all sit down again, it's just kind of negative. So I'm like, oh, let's try it again. I was going to go, but we're not ready. So let's try it again. Like trying to rephrase that stuff. And I don't know, whoever I got that from, it's working because I'm on a lot of, bus driver feeds and stuff. And it seems to be rolling out pretty good if I can remember to use it next year. And then I did go and ask Google to like get me some jokes for like bus driver kids and how to use that to be safe. And it was like, okay, your school bus, this is a school bus, not a trampoline. Let's all like chill in our seats, cheeks to seats. I like this one. Like, this isn't a safari tour. This is a school bus. Y'all need to like look out your own window, not, three windows down. And the person that you're talking to is only 6 inches away. You don't have to yell.
Right.
Those ones that you separate your brothers and sisters. So they're yelling for, Bobby, when we get home, mom's going to be so mad. Bobby is 3 bus lengths back. I mean, Come on, let's wait till we get off the bus and you can explain what Bobby needs to do. But yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to thank you for the cheeks to seats, because that's been fun.
Yeah, the same on my bus. When I use it, the kids laugh about it, and I can hear a little chuckle. As I'm listening to you talk about it, like you and I, we have decent kids, but I really do feel like just a little bit of connection with these kids, like it goes such a long way. Like I may not be as chipper as you as far as like when I'm asking them to sit down or whatever. Like sometimes I'll be looking in the mirror and I'm like, I mean, it's a visual, but I'm like, like this,
pointing.
And it's more firm, you know what I mean? And but they listen, they see it, and they're like, "Oops!" And I know that they're just whatever. They're kids. Fuck shit. Like, I mean, they got energy. They're like, can you imagine having their energy at 50 years old? You'd be running the world. But, I just having a little connection. I think about some of the other buses that I know are always having trouble, other than if, there are some routes that are going to be trouble regardless. And you know what I'm talking about. but some of these are in areas that are, fine, and they still have trouble with them. And I'm like, I don't think you're having. You kind of got to be goofy, right? You kind of got to
You
be like, I'm
do.
a dork with my kids. I say some of the
Yes.
dorkiest stuff, and they're just like,
Because that makes you a real person,
I
not
know.
just that stiff driver in there.
Exactly. And I have some of the kids, they'll roll my eyes and laugh, or Mr. Jerry, stop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just, I'm being the dumbest. I'm saying the dumbest thing. Like, are y'all going to be chickens today? Because like one of
Yeah.
them might have been like making a thing and they're cackling and like, no, we're not
Yeah.
doing that. Just dumb stuff when they're unloading and loading.
It's playfulness, and
Yeah.
you got down to that level. I don't think it's degrading. You're getting to that level because like we have said, you get what you put into it. So if you are just going to be that body in a seat, then this podcast is not going to help you that much because we are connected with our kids, as a lot of our listeners have told us that they are too. And it's getting out of it what you put, and I put all of it into it because that's just how I am. I am at my other job too. You just put all into it and have fun, get to their level, understand, train yourself, read up on it, maybe get some mental health training if your district should offer the stuff to them, to drivers. Absorb that energy. I use that word a lot. I like that you use that because it's not, what is it? It's not bad behavior. It's just a vibe. It's an energy. So absorb that and get goofy with them, and you'll see that magic happen where they're like laughing. And when you said, it's a visual where you just point your finger down, mine is not just turning the radio down, even just the click of the radio
Yeah.
cuts off the music. That's all I can do. I click that radio and they're, oh shit,
Yeah.
something's happening. And I'm like, chillax back there, you know. And the bus drivers that do go through the neighborhoods that might be just a little bit harder, those bus drivers have found they're the special ones. They actually take, we bid every year on our routes. They go for that
I
same route because
know.
they have made the connection with those kids and they have turned it around. They prefer that style of the students where they're making a bigger difference than what I am. And they've learned like I'm sure we should have one of them on our podcast for the fact that they have different behavioral ways
Mhm.
of reaching out, right, to
Yeah.
them. So they're a lot of the kids, the parents aren't there at the bus stop, where mine, the mom is there, the dad is there, the dog is there. So it's really just how your clientele is and what, but our bus drivers that drive in the different neighborhoods like that, they prefer that.
Which is wild. But I think you're right. They connect with the kids, and it's hard, like, regardless of how difficult your bus may be, you have great kids on there. So, when
Yes.
you leave that route, you're leaving those great kids too. So
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. Like, I don't know how they go back to it, but props to them. My tip and trick is really quick, and this shout out to Brian, and I did this, and I freaking love it. But I bought a Brian. So what did we talk about? I think in the last episode we were like, these kids don't tell us when they're hot, like they don't communicate with us.
Yes.
So he has a temperature gauge monitor in the back of his bus that he mounts, and then he has a little display in the front that will tell you how hot it is back there.
Oh, wow.
So I bought one. And I've always had one in my bus up top just so I can see. I love statistics. And like the one day the bus, it said it was -4 in my bus, and that was someday in December. And I just love, like, oh my God, it was so cold, or oh, it's so hot, or whatever. But it was only monitoring just my temp right in the front. Like, it wasn't doing anything else. So yeah, he does that. I bought it. It was $10. I mounted it to the back by the emergency door. And so now I get to monitor it, and it is interesting how to see how hot it gets back there. And it was just kind of a cool tip for $10, and you can kind of make them, not sweat it out, or if it's too cold to put it back on. So
That would, I mean, that it's really cool if you get the ones. I would thrive on that because I love our weather here where we live. We get it all in a matter of about 5 minutes. But I'd like to see the difference in your air conditioning bus because I know the air doesn't reach back there. It doesn't
No.
blow out back there, does it? It's just your driver.
Right. And honestly, the heat is a little interesting too, because if you, when you go to do your child check, like, right, everything's been blown. Let's say it's in a, a cold day.
Yeah.
And you turn everything off. It's toasty in the front. It's still a little chilly in the middle, and it's toasty in the back. So
Yeah.
maybe I should have put that gauge in the middle, but then I think, well, if I keep it cranked to try to warm up the middle, then the back's going to fry. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the back. The middle, I guess if you're cold, you're going to have to switch seats or something. I don't know. But,
Yeah. That middle people suffer because the heat doesn't like coming through right there. But
yeah, I feel like the buses should put one, you got your front driver stuff. And mine, I know some of the older buses have like vents in the bottom to get heat there. Mine is completely solid.
Yeah, mine's solid.
There's no heat coming from me to them. So I feel like you need one like, you got the front by me, then you need one like at a third, and then the one in the back. And then I think that would be sufficient throughout, but
more comfortable.
I don't know why they don't make them, but yeah, shout out to Brian. I got it for $10 and it works great. So
nice.
Yeah.
Now you'll have your own little weather people in the back.
Right. Yeah. So I try to shoot for 65. I know that sounds a little cool, but like at least in this type of weather, once it hits 65 on my little monitor, I turn it off. And it's interesting to see how long it takes to go down. It doesn't go down as quick, but again, it's not 4 degrees out. It's 50. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's like immediate because it's just a tin can rolling down the road, right? You turn off the heat and it's just immediate like, oh, that was stupid because now I'm cold.
Well, it's interesting. One of the old people buses that I have, the air in there is in the back and it's ice cold. And I took a long trip. And I had to like literally set a timer because it really doesn't have a thermostat. It's like on or off. That's it's kind of like our buses. And it kind of has a thermostat knob for it, but it doesn't really work. So I literally would set my alarm or I would look at the clock. It's 10:10. At 10:20, I'm going to turn it off. At 10:30, I'm going to turn it on. At 10:40, I'm going to turn it off.
Wow.
Because otherwise they're freezing or it gets hot, Yeah. And so maybe I need to get one of these to kind of monitor the temp back there as well. What grinds our gears? I'll go first. People in subdivisions thinking that they don't have to stop.
Amen.
I don't have a lot of runners in subdivision, but they'll pull out. But I look in my mirror, you turn your yellows on, you see a car behind you. I'll look in my mirror before I've hit my door. They're trying to sneak around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I get it. You're late for work, but I'm going to be here 15 seconds. And why can't you wait 15 seconds? It's almost like they feel like, well, this is my subdivision. How dare you stop this bus? I don't know if you have that.
Oh, all the time. And what's funny is they will go around if one chooses to go around both of my stop signs. My kids will know who it is. And a lot of times it's student drivers. They're coming right back from the high school and they'll pull right into their driveway. And I'm like, well, that was easy. Me and my crime scene unit that I drive. My kids are on it all the time. But yep, it happens more often in my little subdivision that I'm in for 6 whole minutes. And it's probably weekly where they're coming at me trying to be, I turn my yellow and I give a huge grace period. If somebody's coming at me, I am holding back and waiting so they can, they'll give a little wave. Like I didn't have to interrupt their commute. And same with whoever's behind me. But sometimes there's like a few stops in a row where I can't pull over and let them go around. But my God, I'm here at the same time every day. Figure it out.
Right.
Adjust your time because I can't adjust mine.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. And honestly, it's more dangerous to run a red in a subdivision than it is on a main road because we're not crossing kids on those main roads, you know. So
Yeah.
you run in a red in a subdivision, there could be a kid. I mean, yeah, it's you might be doing 25, but you could still fuck a kid up doing
Yeah.
25. Like, so just chill out, chill out. And then also, I have this child at a stop. It is an older child, and they are always late to the stop. And there have been a couple of times that I've rolled, and they go to the next stop because it's like a horseshoe, right? So you end up slinging back and
Yep.
near their home, but their mom brings them. But it's so frustrating. Like, you know what time I'm there? I'm almost perfect. I get it. There's mornings where you're running a little bit late, but this is kind of a habitual thing. And then I've kind of started to notice that if the garage light is on, then they're probably coming out. So I've tried to pick up patterns just because I don't want to roll past it either. And if I see the person, I will always stop. Like, I see them coming out of their garage, I'll stop. But it's just frustrating. And one day last week, no light on. And I have a second kid I pick up at that stop that just started riding again. And so I pick that person up. They're on the bus, no light on the garage. I start rolling, and all of a sudden the kid comes running out. So then I stop and pick this child up. And then the mom comes running out, and I'm already started rolling with a snack in their hand. And I just kept going.
Oh,
Like, I'm not, and this is an older child. Like, this is on my older kids. I'm not going to give the age. I'm
Okay.
trying to keep it as vague as possible.
yep. Yeah.
And maybe the snack kind of brought that out. We'll kind of pinpoint who it is, but I'm just not going to stop for that. Like, I'm sorry. You're obviously helping your child get ready. Like, so this is both of you not able to maintain the thing. And then again, if it's once in a while, don't care. But
Yeah.
a couple times a week gets old.
If we cater to that one student, then the rest is going to be late. And I don't know, maybe parents don't realize that schedule that we keep is pretty tight. Like, follow us once just to see, you know. But yeah, the what now, are you able to, when you roll up to the stop, are you able to you have eyes on the house, like it's at their
Yep.
drive or it's by
Right
it,
at the
so you can-
drive. Garage
okay,
doors
so you
up.
can see.
Yep. But, during the winter time, it's an earlier stop. It's, it can be sometimes hard to see, as you know. And I do my best. I'm not trying to, like, screw this kid by any means. That's an awkward thing to say.
No. There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to leave this kid in the dust and not make it to school, but I know mom's home. I know the mom could take it, but I also, like, we need to have a little lesson in, like, punctuality. You're not helping your kid by allowing them, like, obviously they're both, I talk like with my wife, I call her a free spirit. They're both free spirits. I get it. And they're not
Yeah.
type A, and that's great. But in these kind of things, I need a little bit of type A so we're out on time. Because if I get behind a minute, I'm annoyed. I actually have, my stops are set up in the morning for my older kids. I have to hit a light at a specific point because if I go too early, it's going to screw up one of my big stops that I have 20 kids come out, and that will piss me off because then I'm waiting and waiting. I got a kid coming 8 doors down from this stop taking his sweet time. So
My kids, they huff it. They're like, I stop at a lot of cul-de-sacs through mine, so they got to come down from the cul-de-sac. But I look down there. I look again, put it, take the emergency brake off. I'm looking, still looking, put it in drive. Here comes one, booking it. But they're running, they're trying. So I have cushioned so much time in my run that I'm like, it is, and it doesn't have, it's not a habitual one. So, I will wait for them, but I don't know. I can't, it's hard to see down there in the dark, or rain and stuff. So
I think my problem is I didn't cushion mine. So I when I drop off when you were, I'm the last bus. I am the last bus to drop off. So I I decided to give my kids more time sleeping in, but we got to hit our numbers. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, this last drop off is you're going to be late for school. And maybe next year, I don't know, maybe I need to pull it back a little bit to give me a little. But yeah, I actually, there's a lot of drivers that actually go the other way where they're like, them kids are there right when they're allowed to be there, and they're waiting there for 45 minutes before school starts. I'm like, who wants to do that? Like, I want to sleep in more, because me being later lets me sleep in a little bit more, lets them sleep in a little bit more. So maybe that's not the right way to go, but
there's a difference of, like, I'm going to pick you up at 7. We're going to push that to 7:05 because your bus driver loves sleep more than you. So I'll take that 5 minutes.
Right. I mean, it sounds silly, but like, no, I want to be there on time, but like right at like, boom, there you go. Peace out.
You're very consistent because I have to wait for you and our other friend that comes through. You guys are very consistent, and you're plenty early enough for me.
Yeah, I'm 7:27, and you need to roll at 7:30. So unless it's winter time, where sometimes I can get a little behind because of weather, but I'm 7:27 every day.
And again, the office has assured me that, hey, if you can't leave till 7:40 one morning because of weather or whatever, they get there when they get there. They chose to ride, the public bus to get to the private school. So, but I love those are great kids, and they're all great. So, they're patient, and it is what it is when we get there. But yeah, we do pretty good throughout the school year. So
what's grinding your gears as we finish slowly wrapping up?
Oh, I'll keep on this topic of the red light runner,
okay.
Or, people that go through our reds. I'm in my subdivision, and I'm at a quiet corner, and out of nowhere, like it's a T, and I stop down at the top of the T. And so I look to my left, look to my right, where my kids are coming from. And there's no cars. So my kids are unloading. My kids are unloading. This is in the afternoon. And I have 2 that have to cross. And where this minivan came through, I swear to God, it was just dropped from the sky, and the minivan was there. And he just proceeds to turn the corner into my stop sign. And my kids are waiting because I haven't even yet got my sign up. And I'm looking, eyeball to eyeball at this driver. And I honk my horn. Like I didn't honk it. I laid on the horn. And he stops and he looks at me. And I point to my stop sign, like right here. Like, do you know what this means? My window's open. His window's open. He can hear me. And I'm not yet pissed. I'm more like annoyed. Like, where the hell did you come from? I would have let him pass me before I turned my stop signs on. And my kids are waiting in front, and he's looking at me, and I go, do you see my stop sign? He didn't answer. And I'm like, oh, great. Language barrier? I don't know. I'm like, I have 2 stop signs. You stop. Okay. And then he pulls up to the stop sign. So now we're driver to driver, right? With his window. He stops. He looks. He goes to my second stop sign. He stops. He looks. And then he goes. I was like, they're not like 4 ways. You don't get to stop and go. And I'm looking at my kids who are looking at me, and I cross them because they just want to get home, right? They're like, whatever. And I'm like, did that just happen?
Right. You're like, what? Is this real life?
Did I get punked? So yeah, he treated it like a 4-way where he stopped at the first one, look, and then he stopped at the side, and he went, and I couldn't catch plates or nothing because I'm right. My main concern is my 2 kids in front of me that have to cross yet. So I'm not looking at the license plate because I want them to cross safety, and they do. So all I know is an old minivan. That's all I know. I've never seen it again. I couldn't get plates. I only had 1 kid left on the bus. He didn't seem interested in helping. And so I was just like, we need those cameras on our stop signs that come out like that.
That's hilarious though. That's
a new one, right?
That's a new one.
Yeah.
I would die if you had a viral video, like that would go viral if you had a video somewhere that could see that driver doing that, or like, look at this dipshit.
I like, because I pointed to the stop sign. I think he thought he could pull up to the stop sign.
Yeah, he probably did.
Okay. And then he went to the second one and I'm like, what is he doing?
I mean, at least
And
he
now I
stopped.
can laugh at it, but I was hot for a while. Yeah.
Isn't that funny when you have those little out of body experiences where you're like,
Yes.
is this happening in real time?
Is this going on? Like obviously driver's training isn't teaching enough for, I mean, this was an older gentleman, older gentleman, but okay, he says, and he pulls up to the stop sign. Like, I'm like, oh my God, no.
Fucking
That's not what you're supposed to do.
hilarious.
Yeah. And then my last one to wrap this up is like I had said earlier, the two hardest parts of the year is leading up to spring break and leading up to the last day of school. You're saying kids' names that you never usually have to say through the school year. And I know all my kids' names. That's not a problem. But it's like your habitual cheeks to seats. Come on, we do this. We know how to do this. We got to roll. We know what to do. But then you look back and you're like, really? You? I got what? I haven't said your name all year. And now we're just deciding that this is something we're going to do. We're going to dance in the aisles. Really? I mean, I'm all for dancing in the aisles, but we got to keep rolling. And I think it's just funny how, that changes. Like, are they getting influenced or did they just have to sit down all day and now's the time that they want to get their energy out? But yeah, so I'm saying kids' names that I normally never have to tell them how to do anything. They're perfect little sit downers, get in the bus and sit down. And now all of a sudden they decide like, 14 and a half days. Yeah, let's let loose.
Time to go. Yep, for sure.
We're going to wrap up then. Thanks everybody for listening. As always, same bus.
Same kids.
Different stories.
And please, for the love of God, just say 10-4.